Hi, Caitlin.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I went
I'm
ahead and drew my outline. I hope that's okay.
yeah, there's no problem at all. Yeah. Hi. It's so nice to meet you.
You too.
Oh, tell me a bit about
How's your day
yourself.
going?
Yes, very well,
Sure.
thank you. It's just started. It's
All right.
6 p.m. for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a long day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's nice to end the day like this. This is fun. So,
Oh,
a
good.
bit about me. All right. I am 26 years old. I forget I have to draw while I'm talking. This is going to be a challenge.
Yeah, it's a fun challenge.
I'm 26. I'm from Australia. I've been an artist full time for nearly 3 years, or just over 3 years now.
hmm
But I started drawing just before COVID in January 2020. I kind of
hmm
forgot how much I loved it. And then, like a lot of people during COVID, picked up a different hobby. And for me, yeah, that was drawing, and it's just taken over my life now. So, yeah,
Oh, that's
that's
fantastic.
kind of
What
how.
did you do before?
I've had so many jobs. So,
hmm
my first job, I worked at a farm. If you're from Melbourne, you might know Chesterfield Children's Farm. That was my first job. And that was working in the animal nursery with all the baby animals. So that
Oh,
was the best job in the world.
that sounds wonderful.
That was such a fun job. And then after that, I did some fast food for a while, which definitely wasn't my favorite. I was
Mm.
a barista at Macca's, McDonald's. And then what else have I done? I did swim teaching for a bit. I worked in aged care as an activity and lifestyle coordinator. So that means I planned their activities and took them out on outings and did some art classes with them. So I feel like I've done a few very different jobs.
Yeah,
But now I'm an artist.
definitely.
This is the best one
Multi-skilled.
though. Thank
Yes.
you. What about you?
Yeah, so I've been drawing since, I
What
guess,
other jobs did you do before you were
2016.
an artist?
I was an aerospace engineer before, so I did my degree I got a master's in aerospace engineering, and then I got
Oh,
a grad job, and then I decided to go into space engineering and got another master's in that.
oh
And then
my
I
gosh.
worked for NASA, and then I started a
What?
PhD. And then it
That
was
is
literally
crazy.
like an accident getting into art. A bit, I guess, a bit like you sort of, I was in between waiting for my PhD to start. I needed some money, and I just started drawing again because my friend commissioned me to draw her cat. And without knowing, I'd started my pet portrait business, and then it
Oh,
just sort
yeah.
of continued from there. And I decided, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Engineering is great and everything, but I've always wanted to do art. Um, but it was never really a career path, especially when you're growing up. But
Oh,
nowadays for social media, I think it's just been so much easier to get yourself out there and actually start doing something.
oh, absolutely. Yeah. I remember in school, just if you said you wanted a creative job, maybe it was just the school I went to. I went to a private school, but it was very looked
Mm,
down upon and it
mm.
wasn't really seen as a viable career choice. So
Yeah, it's like
for
a hobby.
anyone who's young, yeah, exactly. So anyone that's young
Mm,
now, I say if you want to be an artist, you can definitely like it's definitely
yes.
an option now.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's
yeah,
very, very exciting.
definitely. Yeah, no, very exciting. So why have you chosen this particular drawing for us today?
Well, I've actually been spending the whole day drawing eyeballs, if I'm honest, because I'm working on a few different commissions. This is
Nice.
probably the seventh eyeball I've drawn today.
Nice. So you should be
um,
very,
I
very
think
warmed up.
I am warmed up. Yeah, cat eyes are just a favorite of mine.
hmm
I hadn't had too many cat commissions as of recently, but yeah, the more I draw them, the more I love it. They're just such a focal point in a cat
Mm,
drawing. So you really just want to make sure you're getting all that detail and beautiful color in the drawing. And
yeah,
especially if it's a commission, you want to do the cat justice for the owner. So such a fun bit to be able to draw.
definitely. And what materials are you using today?
I'm using colored pencils, so I don't really experiment and maybe as much as I should. But
Hmm.
yeah, colored pencils just my bread and butter. I feel very comfortable and confident using them.
Hmm.
But I've been learning how to oil paint recently, which is
Yes, I've
so different.
seen. I really like your
Thank
recent dog
you.
painting you've done.
Thank you. Yeah, I wasn't quite confident to get on here and paint just yet. I still don't know what I'm doing, but
That's
yeah, so I'm
fine.
using colored pencils. What about you?
Wonderful. Yes, so I'm using color pencils as well. That's what I mainly use for my commissions. And then I'm
Yeah,
also
yeah.
using pan pastels as well, because that's sort of like a little technique I've developed to like try and get quicker with color pencils,
Yeah.
is to block in first with the pastels. Um, and it wasn't until I started using this practice journal that I've started trying out pastel matte paper. I normally used to use Strathmore. Like, what paper do you use?
Yes, same. Strathmore is
Mm,
my
yeah,
favorite.
it is a really nice
Um,
paper, isn't it?
oh, it's beautiful. But yeah, I haven't really tried out too many papers either. I really like a smooth surface.
Hmm.
So for a while I was using the Legion Stonehenge variety as well because they're quite
Hmm.
thick. I really like working with thick, smooth paper. But yeah, I have a few textured papers. I've got some draft decks and stuff, but I haven't really experimented much with it
Yeah.
yet.
Well, you can use this book to try them out, I suppose.
That's it. That's exactly right. I like what you've done with sticking the paper into the book. That's a good idea.
Yes, that's how I've been able to just try out different ones. I really like this dark grey colour. I normally obviously use white with the Strathmore paper.
Yeah.
So it's just like a different way of thinking about it, I suppose, and looking at it. I tried I think it's this colour, it's called maize or something, as paper. And oh, that just really messed with my eyes.
Oh
I
no.
just I just didn't know what I was doing. I just thought, oh, I feel like I can't see anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy how the paper can make such a difference to your technique and then what you're doing as well.
Oh, I know. I know. It's yeah, some artists have such a big variety in what they like to use for commissions, but I don't know. I find what works for me and I don't really
Mm.
experiment very much, but maybe I should.
I was honestly the same. I was honestly the same. Like for 6 years, no joke,
Yeah.
I only
Yeah.
used Winsor and Newton Bristol board paper.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Yeah, and it wasn't until last year that I started using the Strathmore paper. I thought, well, I want to start trying to use, other papers and
Yeah.
actually seeing what else is out there because I saw so many other artists using the Strathmore one. I was very curious as to, why is it,
Yeah.
how much better is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it is,
Yeah.
I feel like it's triple the price of the Winsor and Newton paper.
Is it?
So I just wanted to know. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I just want to know
Yeah.
why.
I'm not
Why is it so
sure,
much more
but
expensive?
I'm not sure. I just think for commissions, I'm willing to splurge on paper if it means
Yeah,
a high
yeah,
quality drawing, especially if it's not for me. And you invest in these amazing quality pencils, you want the paper to do the pencils
exactly.
justice as well.
Yeah.
So it's
But the
definitely
paper can be
important.
very hit and miss because I used to use the Dowler and Rowley, Dahlia and Rowley. I can't even say it. That company. I used to use their paper when I first started, and it was very like cream and like textured, and I don't think that worked well for my technique, I think, in color pencil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it's
I'm
very hit
cutting
and
out a
miss.
bit.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah, I live on a farm in
Yeah,
regional Victoria, so the Wi-Fi can be, yeah, just very hit and miss. So apologies if that
no
happens.
problem at all. Yeah. If it just cuts us off, we'll just come back on again.
Sounds good.
Yeah. No. Have you tried any other papers then, or how did you like just decide on Strathmore?
Um, Same as you, I saw a lot of artists in our industry using it for commissions and stuff, so I thought
Hmm.
I'll just give it a go. And yeah, I just love it.
Mm.
It's just nice and thick. It blends really well. You can add lots of layers. So yeah, I've just stuck with it now.
Mm-hmm. I see you've started with like the darkest bit first of the eye, and now you're going into the middle with the color. Is that how you normally like to start to sort of do the outline darkest bit first?
It's funny now I've started doing Patreon tutorials, I've actually had to pay attention to why I do certain things.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I just I don't know. I just like look at a section and pick up a color and just like put it where it needs to go. Like it's pretty thoughtless. I don't really. Some artists are very calculated with how they work and they pick all their colors out
Mm,
beforehand, but I just like to kind of make it up as I go. As long as all the
mm.
colors are matching and it's working out, then yeah, I don't know. I just don't really overthink it.
Yeah,
So I don't really
yeah.
have a method. Sorry. I can't explain myself.
No, that's the same with me. Like I've never really thought about it until I started doing tutorials as well. And
Yeah. And then, yeah.
y- yeah, it's just sort of, oh, so why am I doing that? How did I do
I,
that?
I know. You actually have to think about what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah.
Have you like discovered some like, I don't know, a quirky thing that you do when you're coloring that you never really thought about before, but now that you're doing tutorials, you sort of like, oh, okay, that's different or weird or I don't know.
Um, I think it's yeah, I think it's just how I don't really plan things out. Like
Hmm.
whenever I'm watching another artist tutorial, they have all their pencils all picked out already beforehand, and I just have all my pencils in like boxes beside my desk and I'm picking them out
Uh-huh.
as I go. And yeah, I think it's just I've noticed how not blasé, but just casual I am about it. I
Hmm.
kind of just know in my head what color I want to pick up and test it out and see if it works. And because pencils, you're using lots of light layers and it's a very slow process, there
Yeah.
is a lot of time to catch yourself up if you are putting down the wrong color or making a mistake. There's a lot of time to fix it before you go too far.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably it.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me about your storage system then. You have your pencils in a box.
Oh, sorry, I think I missed the first half of that
Oh,
question.
tell me about your storage of how you store your art materials in your studio.
Yeah, yeah. So I just bought some wooden boxes. Honestly, they're just from Kmart. They're nothing too fancy. Um, I just like to have them all out in front of me, the ones that
Yeah.
I use for commissions and things like that, just so I can see what I have available. But then I have some pastel pencils and some charcoal ones and graphite that are all on a shelf behind me. So they're ones that I don't pick up as much, but still like to have on hand.
Hmm.
Um, and if you have a good storage solution, let me know because I'm not sure whether to sort them by brand or by color or how often I use them. There are too many options, so
Yeah. Yeah.
it's an organized mess right now. But
Nice,
that's okay.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. An organized mess, that's what I like.
yeah, yeah.
I think it depends on the artist because I know some people like to organize it by brand, but I personally like to organize it by color. So I think it depends on what's easiest for you to find the pencil you're looking for, I suppose.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Some of them are by color and then some of them are by brand because I find that some brands layer better over
Yeah,
others. Some don't work so well
yeah.
together. Um, and you just learn that by drawing what pencils are going to feel nice together and things like
So
that.
what's your favorite brand to use then?
Oh, that's such a hard question.
Yeah.
um, oh, that's a tricky one. I have to think about that. Maybe the Luminance range. I
Hmm.
really love them. There's some beautiful colors in there, but I always recommend Faber-Castell polychromos to beginners
Yeah.
just because they are not too expensive and they have a great color range, I think, for
Yeah.
particularly dogs and things like that. So it depends what the person wants to draw. What do you think?
Mm,
What's your
definitely.
favorite?
I'd have to say Caran d'Ache as well. I really like the Luminance range and the Pablo range. The Pablos are very similar to the Faber-Castell Polychromos,
Oh,
but they
okay.
have slightly different color variations.
Yeah.
Um, so I think I probably Caran d'Ache is my favorite, and then yeah, Faber-Castell. But also I like Derwent products, I'd have to say. So like the sharpener and
Yes.
like bits and bobs like that. I like Derwent has a brand for those the physical items.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Yeah, There's
But
like
you don't like their pencils as much?
I do, but I think it doesn't, like you said, some pencils don't blend with others, so I feel like they don't blend as well with the Caran d'Ache. Because
Yeah.
I've got the Light Fast brand and
Yeah.
I've the Chroma Flow
Yes. Yeah.
brand,
Yeah.
and I just again I don't feel like they're as high quality as I'd like them for commissions, but they're fun for practice, and
Yeah.
beginners, I'd say, because they're not as expensive and they still give you like good blendability, but not
Yeah. Yeah.
blendability with other pencils, if you get what I mean.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's very interesting. And these are the things that you only learn when you try it, isn't it?
I know, I know. Feel like I could talk for hours about pencils, and a few years ago, I just wouldn't have understood what I was saying.
Yeah.
It's funny when you do something every day, you just like, yeah, you just get a knack for it, and you just get to learn what feels nice and what works for
Mm,
you. So, yeah, it's interesting.
definitely, yeah. So what's your favorite thing to draw then?
Uh, uh, I keep going back to dogs. I know
Yeah.
a lot of artists start out with pet commissions just because there's demand for it. It's a nice, easy way to get into drawing and commissions and things like that. But I've dabbled, I've hardly done much, but I've dabbled with some landscape painting and drawing some other things. But I just love drawing dogs just because I don't know, getting the customer's reaction is always so sweet, but
Hmm.
just drawing the expressions of the dog and bringing that piece to life is, yeah,
Mm,
I love it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's very sweet.
How about you?
I'd say probably cats is my favorite.
Yeah,
Um,
nice.
which is funny because I never thought that I was a cat person until I started drawing cats every day,
Yeah.
and they definitely won me over. These cats.
Do you have cats?
No, I don't. I don't have any pets right now. I have a
Oh,
child, so
okay.
that's enough for me.
No, that's fair enough. I would love a cat,
Yeah.
but I'm allergic, so
Are
no
you?
cats
Oh,
for
that's a
me.
shame.
I
That's a
know.
shame.
I
Yeah.
know.
I think I will get one day. My daughter, I think, would really like a cat,
Oh,
so maybe
oh,
one
that's
day.
sweet.
It'll be
Yeah.
fun, but not right now. I've got enough. But yeah,
Enough on your hands.
I also love to draw big cats like tigers and stuff. I think they're one of my favorites because tigers, I think, is my favorite animal. Like I've always drawn them even when I was little.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's funny
Same.
how it's now my job to draw cats.
I know. It's funny how it works out, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you look back and you're like, I don't know, I was always asking for art supplies for birthdays and Christmas and
Mm.
yeah, it's just funny. I would go into my room and draw a picture and come out and show my dad, and he was such a harsh critic. He would honestly tell me what he thought. So if it wasn't
That's
very good,
good
he would tell me that,
though.
which I know it is good. It was harsh at the time, and I was like, "Ouch, Dad," but can be grateful now. It
Yeah,
made me want to be better, so it's good.
yeah. No, it's a hard thing, I think, a hard thing as a parent to like what do you say? Like, do you just give them lots and lots of praise or do you want them to like, I don't know, try and
Yeah,
grow and
yeah. So how old's your daughter?
she's going to be 3.
So is
So,
she drawing yet, or is
oh
that
yeah,
still too
yeah,
young?
she draws all the
Cute.
time. She's even got her
Oh,
own practice journal like this.
oh,
She's
that is
taken one
so
of mine and she
sweet.
started going through each exercise. It's so
Oh,
sweet. So she's been picking the
oh,
right colors. She's very good at colors.
oh, you'll start her young. She'll be working for you in
Yeah.
no time.
Well, exactly. Like, I'm just producing my own employees here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
But
cute.
no, she loves coloring and painting and everything like that. So we're a very artsy family.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So have you done any like formal like art training? Like did you just do art at school or did you do art at uni?
No, I did year 12 art and that was as far as it got. And
Mm-hmm.
then went to uni and I did health science, which is another passion of mine, but very
Mm-hmm.
different to art, obviously.
Yeah.
I never really even considered going to uni for art.
Mm-hmm.
I think just the school I went to, it was kind of just seen as a bit of a dead end.
Mm.
which is disappointing. But I don't think anyone from my high school went and studied art, if I'm honest. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah.
It was like graphic design, wasn't it? It wasn't specifically art, but I remember a few people studying graphic design.
Yeah, but that kind of leads to something which I understand. A lot of people made the joke that if you go and study art, it's a bridge to nowhere.
Mm,
It doesn't really lead to anything,
mm.
which is sad. And hopefully people change their minds about that. But then a lot of artists that did go to art school say that it almost ruined their creativity, which is interesting. I
Oh,
don't know if you've heard much about
okay.
that, but they just don't like the way it's structured, and
Yeah.
um, it kind of is up to your teachers and professors what they like and their style, and so it can,
Mm,
yeah, but it's just interesting to hear people's takes on it. So
yeah,
I don't feel like I missed out because there's so much available now online that you can
definitely. Yeah.
study yourself. So lucky with that. So I do. I'm not sure if you've heard of Bonnie Snowden
Yes.
over in the UK. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I've been um signed up for her academy for the last 2 years. I must say that I've been pretty lazy this year. I haven't really done much on it at all. But it's there if I need it, and just put it on
Yeah.
in the background kind of while I do commissions. It's nice. It feels like you've got a coworker.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. And then in terms of painting, I have some things coming up which is exciting, but yeah, that's about all. And then just YouTube tutorials pretty much.
Hmm.
But
Is that
yeah,
what you're
there's so much
using for
out
learning how
there.
to paint? Are you using YouTube to learn how to paint?
Sorry?
Are you using YouTube for your learning how to paint?
Um, there's an artist up in Queensland, and she is going to send me her kind of course, which is really lovely of her. So
Okay.
I'm kind of going to review her course and then, um, yeah, have a go at doing it. So it's kind of like I think it'll take me 2 months to go through, but
Right.
I've been learning on YouTube as well, which has been great.
Hmm.
But there's so much conflicting information to do with painting, so
Oh,
I feel like
really?
doing one course, yes, everyone has different ways of doing things.
Hmm.
Um, but with colored pencils, it seems to be pretty much the same. But yeah, painting, everyone has such a different style and technique. So yeah, I feel like doing one course will really help me develop my style, and yeah, it'll be a bit easier.
Yes, that sounds really good. It's really fun. I used to be signed up to, it's called um, New Masters Academy. And
Yeah.
when I really got into oil painting, I was trying to do portrait painting.
Oh, it's
Um,
hard.
and they have really good courses on there. It's £50 a month, so it's quite
Okay.
a lot, but you get like a lot for your money because it's really prestigious people on there, like people who've worked for Disney and stuff like that.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so I would advise, at least signing up for a month and trying it out because they've got some really good oil painting courses on there.
Yeah, that sounds great. So you
Especially if
didn't,
you
do you take any oil painting portrait commissions now, or?
no, I didn't quite get into doing it as much as I wanted to because then I had a baby
Yeah,
and now I've just been working on
yeah.
other stuff. But I will go back to it eventually. I think right now this book has like sort of made color pencil fun again, I think for me,
Oh,
because
that's great.
I got into such a routine of doing commission after commission and
Oh,
I just
yeah.
felt like I was I guess slightly bored of the medium and I wanted to
Yeah,
do something new, which is why I jumped to
yeah.
oil paint. But since
Yep.
having this book because I've been able to experiment with the medium that I love, it's just made it fun again and I can like I enjoy it a lot more and I want to try and push the boundaries of color pencil more now than just sort of jumping to the next medium if you get what I mean.
Oh, 100%. I think it's really great to have projects and passions outside of commissions, which is something I've
Mm,
been struggling to find a balance with, because I feel like
yeah.
you feel almost a bit guilty when you're not doing a
Mhm,
commission, when you've got people waiting on you, and you
exactly.
think, well,
Yeah.
I'm drawing right now, but I'm not technically getting paid for this, and you just have to like force yourself out of that mindset,
Yeah,
which is hard.
exactly. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's why I really like these because they haven't taken me very long. So it's just like an hour or two, which
Yep.
isn't like an entire piece, and I can still learn something from it. as well as not feeling too
Exactly.
guilty.
Exactly. Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah. So I can't wait to see what other things you produce.
Oh, thank you. It's all up in the air right now, which is fun though. It's nice that
Mhm.
I don't know 100% the direction that it's going to go in.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, exciting. No, I hope I need to find a medium. I think, do you use pastel a lot? Pastel
No,
pencils
I
and things. I think they're
no.
very similar in terms of the way they work, like in terms of layering and stuff.
Are they? I need to give it another go because I did maybe a year ago. I bought a
Mhm.
pack of the Faber-Castell
Oh
ones
yeah.
and I gave it a go and it was just I don't think it did what I thought it was going to do. It was so
Mhm,
messy and I found it quite hard to use, so I gave up on
mhm,
it. It's still
mhm,
sitting
mhm.
there. I need to get back into them, but
Mhm.
I don't know. Oil painting is just I just love it a lot more, I think. And I think it's good to use mediums that you resonate with and that you enjoy using. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's just tedious.
I'm assuming
Yeah.
you find it so much quicker as well than
Oh,
color pencil.
so much quicker.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's quite funny.
You're progressing very quickly with those pans.
Yeah. I think
Much faster than
because
my ones.
because you block it in with the pastels, it's then just adding layers of detail over the top. So
And
it
does it layer
looks,
quite well with the pencils
yes,
over the top? Yeah,
definitely.
right.
Because I
Might
use
have
it
to
for my
give it a go.
on the Strathmore as well, because I use Strathmore for my commissions and I still use pan pastels. It's not as like
Oh.
prominent, I suppose.
Yep,
Like you can't add as many layers because it's a smoother paper.
yep.
But on pastel mat, you can add a lot more layers of pastel without it all like
Yeah.
rubbing off.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
get
Maybe I
what
should give it a
I
go.
mean?
You've
Yeah, you
inspired
should.
me.
I find it very fun actually. It was one of those things where you walk into an art shop and you see a shiny new thing and you have
I
to buy
know.
it. And it's like, okay, so what am I going to use this for?
We've all been there.
Yeah. But, I didn't realize it was going to be what part of my staple materials now that I use for every commission.
No, that's awesome. That's great.
Mm. Do you have any like specific techniques or tools that you always have to use for your commissions?
Yeah, there are a few that I've just been using for a while now that they just make my life so easy.
Hmm.
So one is this sharpener here. This is the Kent electric
Oh,
sharpener. Really, just any electric sharpener is just amazing because I don't know, artists get a lot of RSI and things in their wrists. So if I can minimize that in any way, then
hmm.
that's fantastic. Just with like the
Yes,
movement of sharpening all your pencils. So
yes.
just yeah, stick your pencil in there, quick, sharp, done. What's
Nice.
something else? Yeah, I love these for colored pen. I always tell other artists to get onto these. Have
Oh,
you
what are
used these
they?
before?
What
This is
is
just
it?
it's just a stick eraser. So they come in a few
Okay.
different sizes.
Oh,
This
I
is a smaller one.
see.
And they're just
Yeah.
fantastic for just tiny little areas.
Hmm.
I'm sure that there are so many other brands, but yeah, I've heard Mono is one of the best ones. And you can buy refills as well. So if you run out, you don't have to buy a whole another stick. You can just
Yeah.
put a refill in
Yeah.
there. And yeah, that's one of my favorites, definitely.
I think I've got one of those, but I've never used it because I use the this Derwent electric eraser instead
I have
with a
that
tiny
as well.
a tiny nib. Yeah, I just love it because
Yeah,
it's just so quick.
I
It's like zzz,
know.
done, zzz,
I
done.
know. Do you find it's too harsh though sometimes?
um I think I only use it for harsh things. Like say like this reflection that we've got to do.
Yeah.
You've left a space for yours, but I haven't. But that eraser's going
I
to like
see.
to say
Erase it
this was
afterwards.
white paper, yeah. To say this was white
Yeah.
paper. I can't really do that with this because it's grey underneath. Um, but yeah, if this was white paper I was using, I
Sorry, I
would
think you
erase
cut
it
out
quite
there. Sorry.
harshly. Yeah. I think I would erase it quite harshly if this was white paper I'm using.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
So you just use yours like for delicate layer removal then?
Yeah, so have you heard of the subtraction technique?
Yes. I
Yeah,
use that
so
quite
I
a
think I learned
dots.
that from Bonnie. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I find it really useful for that.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it slows down the process a bit, but just the effect it gives the drawing afterwards is really nice. So
Mm-hmm.
I love using it for that.
Yeah, Amy Howard uses that for drawing grass, and it just looks so good.
Oh, right. That's a good idea.
Yeah, she uses like Scotch tape and and a pencil and
Oh,
just like slightly
oh,
remove
yeah.
stuff, and it just looks so cool. I like the way she does that.
Yeah, I have tried the Scotch tape for white fur, I think it was, and it worked really well.
Mm,
It was good.
nice. I've also used the slice tool for doing stuff like that,
Oh,
but again, you
oh
gotta get
yeah.
the right angle, don't you?
Oh, I know. Yeah, the slice tool is definitely another favorite. I've got three now, and I only
Three.
discovered, I'm not sure if this is the one you use, but
Uh-huh.
I know, this is my favorite one.
Oh, cool. I
They're
haven't seen
all
one that
by
looks like that.
Slice.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This is my favorite one, and then this is one a lot of other artists use as well.
Yes, that's the
Is
one
this the one you have?
I've got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I promise you need to get this one.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll have a look.
promise.
What's the difference?
It just feels a lot smoother. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. As soon as I
Okay.
started using it, because I saw, oh, no, I can't remember the artist, but she was raving about it. So I bought one from Amazon, and yeah, it was the best thing I've bought all year for my art, I think.
Okay. Very interesting. You've intrigued
Yeah.
me. I'll have to give it a go.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Yeah, yeah. This is why I love doing these podcast interviews because I just want to learn everything that everybody else is doing as well. It's just so interesting how we can be using the same medium but have so many different techniques and tools that we like to use and paper types. And it's just so fun to
Oh,
learn what works for different people.
I know. So how many of these have you done so far?
I think you're my 17th.
Oh, wow. Congratulations,
Yeah,
by the way. It's
thank
amazing.
you. It's just been so fun. I've really enjoyed just doing one chatting with people and also drawing with
Yeah.
people. It's just like my two loves.
No, definitely. It's
Yeah,
nice. Because,
yeah,
yeah, art can be an isolating job,
very.
just sitting here in the studio by yourself a lot of the time. So I usually
Mm,
have music or a podcast on, but it's not very often, especially during the
hmm.
day when people are at work, that you can, yeah, have a chat to other people while you draw. It's nice.
Exactly. Yeah. So, what kind of podcast do you listen to then?
I love business podcasts.
Oh,
They are
nice.
my favorite, probably, but it depends on the mood. Sometimes
Hmm.
I'm a morning person, so in the morning I like to learn, and I kind of force myself to go on a walk. Not force. I love going on a walk every morning with my dog, but that is a time where like I have to listen to a business podcast because that's like my
Okay.
education for the day,
Yeah.
kind of. But then I was just in that mindset all day today, so I listened to probably like three different business podcasts, which was nice.
Which ones
Um,
are they?
have you heard of Diary of a CEO? That's one of my
Yes.
favorites.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a really good one. And then I also like Modern Wisdom and
Hmm.
Grace Beverly's one. What's it
Oh,
called?
yes. I
Working
like
Hard or
hers
Hardly
too.
Working. She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is
So
really good. Yeah.
yeah, those are probably my top three.
Oh, nice. Have you ever listened to Art Biz podcast?
No. Oh,
I can't remember her name, but that's really useful specifically for art business because called Art Biz podcasts. Um, and I just really like it because she also interviews other artists. I've actually been on it like a good few years ago now. um,
nice.
yeah, but it's just really good to listen to something very specific to the industry
Oh,
and
definitely.
just different ways of running an art business. So
Yeah,
I would
definitely.
recommend Art Biz podcast if you haven't listened to it already.
I'll have to give that a
Yeah,
listen.
yeah, it's really good. But yeah, I get too excited and inspired when I listen to business podcasts, and then I have to stop drawing and then start doing some sort of business marketing thing. So
I
I've had to
know.
stop listening.
It gets a bit like that sometimes.
Yeah, I just get to inspired. It's like, oh, well, I better do that thing, and then that thing, and then that thing, and then I just haven't drawn anything. So,
I know. I know.
yeah,
Do you ever have times where you just like don't want to listen to anything productive? You just put on Netflix or a movie or something?
that's honestly what I have to do because I just work at night now because
Oh,
we take care
of
of our
course.
daughter during the
Yeah.
day, and
Yeah.
then so as soon as she's asleep, that's when I start my work. So I literally just, I'm too tired, I guess, for anything mentally strenuous.
Oh,
So
no,
I
100%.
just have on Netflix and it's nice and easy and relaxing. My art is my therapy, so
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, it's nice to just put it on and relax and do a commission and make someone happy. So
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Well done.
yeah,
Sounds like a
thank
busy
you.
day. You do well to run a successful business at the end of all that. That's great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's definitely a balancing act, but it's um it's interesting. It definitely makes you work on the right things for your business rather than everything.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yeah. So you've got to make a choice. You've only got what, 4 hours a day really to do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
And you've got
Yeah.
to draw. So
Yeah. Oh, that must be hard. I saw you brought out another version of the book. An African, was it an
yes.
African animal one?
African
That's great.
African wildlife. There's also a British wildlife. Um,
Oh,
there's a floral edition.
oh wow.
And I'm working on the human edition right now. Yeah, this is the African wildlife one. So that's again 100 pages of African wildlife, I guess, features.
Wow. Yep.
Um, then I got the British wildlife one. This is again like British version of
Oh
drawing.
wow.
Yeah, so that's what I did with Laura Dandy.
Oh,
She's
cool.
yeah. So yeah, and then I got the florals, which is somewhere. They're just all over my art studio right now. Yeah,
Oh,
I've
that's so
got six
cool.
more that I'm working on.
Oh wow.
So it's fun. I'm enjoying it so much because I always work on commissions and I always work on pets. So
Yeah.
it's just been really fun to just do a little bit of something different.
Yeah. And then if you like it, you can do a full piece when you feel like it.
Yes, exactly. But it's such a nice way to one, like test different features. Like I'd never done feathers before because I've never been
Oh,
like commissioned to do like a bird or something. So
yeah.
it's
Yep.
just been really interesting to try out feathers. Like they're really hard.
Oh, I don't think I've ever drawn feathers, I'll be
Oh,
honest.
try it. They're just very different to fur.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I love these color choices that you've done for this eye. It's just so beautiful and green.
Thank you. It's a very pretty eye. I'm glad we chose this one. It's nice.
Yeah. I'm surprised that no one has chosen it
Me too.
up until now, really. Yeah. It's funny how people keep choosing the eyes first.
Nah,
Classic.
it's a good
Draw an
choice.
eye.
Your one's looking really nice.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I need to work on the details now. With pastel mat is I guess is slightly slower than Strathmore in terms of like adding details because there's so much tooth. So you gotta
Ah,
get quite a lot of layers on there before you can actually start putting in some details.
does it allow you to layer lots?
Yeah, I can layer quite a lot. And I can sort of layer like really light over dark. To say I've got like
Oh,
a really
really?
dark section. Um to say this bit's quite dark, isn't it, over
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
I can really easily just like draw this little silver grey over the top. Look at that. It comes
Oh,
out it comes out really well. That doesn't need to be there, but I was just showing you anyway. And then there's very forgiving. Look, now I can just
that's
color
good
over
because
the
they
top.
don't always do that.
Yes, they don't. That's why I've really enjoyed using pastel mat actually, because it works a lot more like pastel, like using pastels, I guess using oil paint because you can layer light over dark rather than always
Yeah.
trying to, I guess, think backwards.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So have you used
Yeah.
many pastel pencils?
No, I haven't really. I've tried it. I've got like a black and a white of the Faber-Castell Pitt ones,
Yeah,
but I didn't really like it. I preferred the color pencil with the
yeah.
pastels. So these are the only pastels I've ever really used, these pan pastels.
Um, well, I
So
mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to try the pans then.
yeah, you
Maybe the
should.
pencils just didn't work for
Maybe,
me.
yeah. I didn't really like them as well. I think it was just like, I guess because I'm so used to the way color pencil comes out, I think.
Yeah,
It's just quite
yeah,
pigmented and strong, I suppose. Pastel pencils come out, I guess, weaker, I think. I don't know. It's
yeah.
kind of hard to describe.
Yeah, no, I get ya. I understand.
Yeah. What's your most challenging
Sorry if
commission
the
you've
audio
ever
is
done?
coming in.
That's all right.
Sorry?
What's your most challenging commission you've ever done?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, oh, I reckon any dog that's white with a
Uh-huh.
blurry reference photo.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't mind doing white dogs. I quite enjoy it actually now. It used to make me a bit nervous, but
Mm-hmm.
I've got kind of the more you practice, the more comfortable you get with it. So
Yes.
but yeah, I'm just gonna say any drawing where you've got a really tricky reference photo
Mm-hmm.
always makes me a bit nervous, but I don't want to say no to people as well, especially if the dog's passed away and
Mm-hmm.
it's the only photo they have left of the dog, then you just really want to do it justice for them.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it obviously is challenging when you just don't have those high quality details to work with and copy off. So yeah.
Mm, that's very interesting. Yeah. Do you have any like techniques you try and use to use a blurry reference photo?
That's a good question. Sometimes if they have other photos, that definitely helps as like a secondary reference photo.
Hmm.
Otherwise, I might get a photo that is similar off the internet. If it's a generic kind of looking breed, it makes it easier, like a golden
Hmm.
retriever or something. Obviously, golden retrievers look similar, but they are so different as well. So you don't want
Yeah.
to start accidentally drawing the random photo you've got. But if it's key features like they have a really similar colored nose, then I might use that to kind of help me out and
And
um,
use it for the details.
yeah, yeah. But then as well, you don't want to put in details where there aren't details.
Yeah.
So you can kind of go for more a painterly effect and focus more on the proportions and the shape and the color rather than the details. And that also can look quite nice. It just depends what the
Hmm.
customer's after.
Yeah, yes, definitely. Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah.
Have you ever done like an exhibition or a competition or something?
I've done one art competition when I was 6 years old, and that was the last
Oh.
one. No, I haven't done any as an adult. But there is one local to me coming up soon. I can't remember the name of it. A friend sent it to me, so I might look into
Oh.
that and give it a go. But yeah, I've been the same as you. It's just been commission after commission, and I haven't really, in the last couple years, thought about what I want to do for myself.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
this year I've kind of challenged myself to think outside of commissions and what do I want to do in the next few years. So I
Hmm.
still want to do commissions, but work in some of my own stuff as well. So
What kind of stuff
just finding
do
the
you want to do
balance.
then?
I'd love to get into some painting originals.
Yeah.
So sitting down, putting on my music in the studio in the morning and just I don't know, painting what I want to paint, whether that's animals or something else or a concept or a
Right.
person, who knows, but and then potentially sell prints of that if people like it or just more having creative freedom outside of
Hmm.
commissions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have like a specific subject in mind yet. You just want to try
No.
some more things out.
Yeah, I don't think I've played around enough yet. I
Hmm.
do enjoy the landscapes, but I'll be selling those probably next week, the ones that I did. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, I don't know. I just want to try everything. I think that's my
Yeah.
problem.
It's not a problem. It's you have to try everything to in order to find what you really like doing.
No, exactly.
It's
You're
what you're
right.
supposed to do.
You're right.
You can't just wake
I
up
think
and be like, "Ah, yes, I am Monet and I will only paint lily pads now." Like, it's just not how it happens.
No, you're right. I think it's just a bit of nerves around. I built an audience who love the pet commissions.
Mhm.
And I think it's a bit nerve-wracking when you start stepping outside of that. Are people going to like this new style? Are people going to like it if it's not a dog kind of thing? So
Yeah.
just, yeah, having some confidence in your own ability and being okay if nobody likes it, that's okay.
Yeah,
I'll
exactly.
continue to hopefully build an audience of people that like a variety of things and be okay with that.
Mm. Yeah. No, that's really good. That's a very good way of seeing it. You've got to just like try and have that confidence, don't you, to just do it anyway, because
Exactly.
it's how you're going to grow as an artist.
Exactly. That's it. Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I saw your landscapes the other day, I think, on one of your stories. Very beautiful. Is it local landscapes, like pictures you've taken yourself?
Yeah, they're all local. I wish I had more direct because these were all just tests, so I didn't really know what I was doing. The
Mhm.
quality's still there and they're still like good quality on good canvas, but I didn't understand how to plan a painting beforehand. So over the
Mhm.
last few months I've learnt so much which I'll be able to put into any new paintings I do, but these were just studies, so
Yeah.
the price tag on these ones will definitely not be too much because they were
Mm.
just tests and labors of love, but
Mm.
yeah, some people still like them and are interested in them. So I can't
Yeah.
store everything in my studio forever. Unfortunately, I have a pretty small studio, so I'll move them on to people that would love them. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No, definitely. Because I think when I moved to France, what was it, 4 years ago now? I lived in France for a bit, and I
wow,
started doing acrylic and oil painting flowers, which was the first
yeah,
time I'd like done florals. And I did have a few people bought my stuff. I did like a huge like lily pond one, and then I did a few like small flower studies from pictures I'd taken. So yeah, they do sell from your current clients if people like them, and just to
fingers
give you a
crossed.
little confidence. Yeah, they will sell. I've still got quite a few left actually, but I've kept them for myself because I really like them.
Oh, that's good. You need to keep some for yourself, I think.
Exactly. Otherwise, my studio doesn't have any of my art in it.
Exactly. Yeah. So do you have a studio at home?
Yes, so we converted a spare bedroom into the studio just so then we can be at home.
Oh,
Um,
that's great.
it's just easier because, like, traveling to somewhere is just what you do with a baby. So,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
and it means I can
No,
just work at night, so it's just easier to have it at home for now.
no, that's great. That sounds good. We've done the
Yeah.
same, although we don't have kids
Mm.
yet. We've got two kind of spare rooms, so I've taken over one. It's my
Nice.
studio. But
Nice.
yeah, we might outgrow the house eventually, but that's okay. I'd love to
Hmm.
have a little backyard studio at some
Oh,
stage, but
oh, nice.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, but just like a little portable shed kind of thing would be nice.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
maybe that's in the 10-year plan. We'll see.
Yeah. I really like those ones where it's just like a big warehouse, just full of huge
I
canvases. Like, I don't know what I'd paint on
know.
them, but like, that would
No,
be
I know.
cool.
It's nice to be able to, yeah, I get ya. Have the land, like the large scale paintings on your wall and just be able to splash paint everywhere and not worry
Yeah,
about getting messy.
yeah.
Maybe one day.
Oh, the artist dream, yes.
I know, right?
Just need to decide what the canvases are gonna be. Can't
I
be
know, that's the
nonsense, can
hard
it?
part.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not
it.
definitely don't like abstract painting. I've tried it and it's just not for me. I definitely love realism stuff. Have you tried
Yeah,
abstract?
I did. So the landscapes that I painted definitely weren't photorealistic. I really wanted to put a
Mm.
twist, make them a bit more contemporary and a bit more abstract because that's what I like in my home.
Yeah.
I don't really like I'm not drawn to the photo realism
Mm.
landscapes. I like it when it's you look at it for a bit and you kind of can appreciate what the artist's done with it and how they chose to put in
Yeah.
yeah, and how you can see the brush strokes. I really like that. So I
Mm.
kind of tried to recreate that style, which is actually quite hard to
Very,
make it look
isn't
nice.
it?
Yeah, it is so hard. But it's hard not to go back to realism because I am
Hmm.
used to doing that. So I'm trying to like make some abstract work, but yeah, your brain just wants to make it look realistic again. So
Mm. Like
yeah.
impressionism as well, I find really hard.
Yeah, yeah. It's yeah. So do you think you'll always make realism?
I'd like to go more into like a looser style. I definitely find that using pastel mat actually gives me more of a looser style because I can't do as many details at this scale as I'd like.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that makes sense.
but I'd also like to do some more looser style color pencil drawings and just trying out some impressionism because I think it'll be quite fun to just do something different with the same medium, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I rarely see um abstract colored pencil work. I think because colored pencil you
Yeah.
can get that really fine detail. Most people just choose to go the photorealistic way, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And like you, I really like abstract work hanging up in our house. Like we've got this one painting, I can't remember who it's by, but it's basically just red and different shades of red, and it's just so
Yeah.
beautiful. I just
Yeah,
don't know how do you even like design something like that?
I know. I know. It's definitely, yeah, people love to poke fun at abstract art and say, oh, it's so easy to do that. I could do that. But
Yeah,
I've
it's
tried it
definitely
and
not.
it's very hard. It's not
Yeah,
easy.
it's definitely not easy. If anything, realism work is easy because you're just
I,
copying what you
I
see
know,
in
exactly.
comparison.
Exactly. It
But
takes
again,
longer, maybe, but
yeah,
yeah, it is easy in comparison. There's no guesswork.
yeah, definitely. How's your eye going?
It's good. I was just thinking, though, I'm definitely not going to finish this.
That's all right. It's the goal isn't necessarily to finish it in the hour time, just to see how far you get, because it's a good,
Oh,
I
good.
guess, little visualization to see actually how quick is your technique and what can you achieve in just an hour if that's all you're given.
Oh,
I find it
I'm
quite an
very
interesting
slow.
experiment.
Yeah. No, I know you mentioned that you're trying to get faster with your drawings. How's that
Mm.
going? Because I'm very slow.
No, it's definitely getting there. Like I feel like I can do things in probably half the time I used to.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it's now just about keeping that going, I guess, depending on because it obviously depends on the commission I get as well. Um, how complicated the reference image is, and I do a lot of backgrounds now as well, so that also adds to the time.
Oh, of
I love
course.
doing backgrounds, so fun. But yeah, it adds to
Yeah.
the time.
No, definitely.
Yeah. But I guess yeah, so I can create the pet in half the time, but then the more time is added because I'm also doing a background. So it's the same time.
Yeah,
The same
yeah.
amount of time.
Yeah. Do you get many requests for backgrounds or is it kind of 50-50?
I think I get more requests to backgrounds than not now.
Yeah.
Um, it's now kind of rare that people just want white
Yep.
for
No,
me
that's good.
anyway.
Yep.
Which is quite nice because then it means that I can do a bit more color, use colors that I never really get to use, and sort of add to the character of the pet as well. I think having a colored background can really just like amplify their characteristic,
Oh,
um,
definitely.
and how that customer sees them as well, because color is, you know, so impactful on showing moods and things like that. It's yeah, I
Yeah.
think it really adds something special.
Oh, definitely. So do you let the customer choose the color or do you kind of say, I think this
Yeah,
color would work well with the fur or whatever?
I sort of give them like a choice of three.
Yeah.
I first of all ask them like, do you have a color specifically in mind first?
Yeah.
And then if they don't, then I give them like a choice of three. If they do, I give them like a variation of that. So say they wanted purple, I give them a variation of different purples because you can do a gradient, you can do a was it a bokeh background, when it's like all spotty
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah,
blurry. So there's so many other variations. It's not just flat.
yeah, yeah.
um so I like to give them choices, not too many choices because then you get like, choice.
Overwhelming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always like to do like a choice of three. That's like my limit.
Oh, that's a
Um
good idea.
yeah. Unless I really like the ones when a customer asks me to draw their pet in their favorite like spot, but they don't have a picture of the
Oh,
favorite spot.
oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so it's just like I had to draw two cats sitting on a bed, and she gave me the picture of the bed and the picture of each cat, and then I had to try and like create that
Oh,
composition, which was really fun because you have to think about things. Okay, so how would a cat look on a bed? How deep would the
the
shadows
covers
of the bed
be.
go? Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
and it gives you a bit more artistic license, I suppose, to really think like an artist and try and create that composition because you don't physically have it to hand to just copy, and it's not something that you can just find on the internet really.
No, that's
um
good.
so you've got to like put all of everything you've learned about
Yeah.
gravity and cat fur
Yeah.
and bed sheets
Yeah.
into like one picture. So
No, that's good. Makes them more interesting. A challenge is good. Having a challenge
yeah,
in your work every day and something different as
definitely.
well.
What's
Oh,
your
that's
most
great.
memorable commission?
Oh, my most memorable commission. That's a good question. I'm trying to think from ages ago or recent ones.
Mm.
Um, but even just the last one I did, the Black Labrador,
Mm-hmm.
it did a video did pretty well on Instagram and TikTok. And I think it was just because I was showing how color theory works,
Yeah.
which we just, as artists, it's kind of second nature. But a lot of people were just mind blown that, like, by mixing these colors underneath the black fur is how you really bring a piece to life. And that was
Mm-hmm.
really cool, just reading the comments on that and just like educating people who aren't artists how artists can do certain things.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I feel like that was memorable. It was a fun one to draw, definitely, but also just like the
Mm.
discourse around it was also interesting. So
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah, black fur is so fun because there's just so many colors.
definitely, definitely. Well, I'm definitely not finishing this piece today, but
Oh, it's looking so good though.
thank
Really
you,
beautiful. You're just using the
thank you.
Strathmore paper?
This paper?
Are you using the Strathmore paper?
No, I'm drawing straight directly in the book.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Was
Yeah,
I not
beautiful.
supposed to do that?
No, you could do whatever you want. When I did a live with Georgie Turner, she also used directly in the book.
Oh,
And I have done it before, but
okay.
But yeah, how are you finding it then? Because it's just sort of like, I guess, printer paper.
Yeah, it did the job though.
Yeah. No, you can do whatever you want with this book. That's the point. It's very there's no fixed or right way or wrong way. It's just literally do whatever you want to do. Practice how you want.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. No, I just like sticking in my own paper just because I'm trying out different paper.
Yeah, no, I understand. That would be a good idea. I should do that with some of the paper I have lying around the studio that I
Mm.
haven't really explored yet. So that's a great idea.
Yeah, that's literally what I started doing because I've got like a whole drawer full of different kinds of pastel mats and watercolor paper and all this stuff that I've never used before and haven't necessarily found a use for.
Yeah.
And now I can use it.
That's a great excuse.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. I do need lots of paper now. I'll just keep going to the shop and buying more paper. Oh, we're nearly out of time now. It's gone
That
so
went,
quickly.
I know that went so fast.
It's been very fun though. Thank you so much for joining me.
No, thank you for having me.
I need a picture of your cat when we're off this call. I would
Okay, am
love
I
to
allowed to
see
finish
it.
it first?
Yeah, you can finish it first. Don't worry.
I'll
This isn't
finish it
like
tomorrow, I promise.
a strict homework thing. No, you have to give it to me now. No, I would love to
Uh,
see it when you're happy with it and you finished it. It'll be
thank
so cool.
you.
Yeah. And yeah, thank you so much for everyone who's joined us today. I'd love to hear what you thought about this live draw. And if you're not following Caitlin, go and follow her and let me know what you think of this practice journal. You can get this practice journal on learnmycraft.com or on Amazon, and there's just so many variations to choose from. It's got 100 exercises in here, so you know there's loads of fun stuff to practice. And thank you so much, and thank you, Caitlin. It's been really lovely.
It's been so nice. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you. Have a really nice day.
You too. See ya.
See ya. Bye.